Hi there everyone, Darwin here. Welcome back to the Toady Workshop. I got a fun little project here making tea light candle holders. This can be done in a bunch of different ways, different types of wood, different types of finishes. But what I've decided to do is make tea light candles using live edge wood. I'm starting with some firewood sized pieces from a tree that came down my brother's backyard. Some of these I'm going to sell, but some are going to become gifts for the family, so if you're watching this, Mom, pretend to be surprised when you unwrap it. Not everybody has a magic planer, but if you've got one, I'd recommend using it. I'm using the planer sled here to make sure I can shim each piece and get a level side before flipping it over and doing the other side. Again, you can use any piece of wood for this, just something that looks good to you. It doesn't have to be live edge, can be a simple board, maybe some neat angles on it. The next step is marking where we want to put the tea lights on each board. It's really just aesthetic. Some of the boards are pretty straight, so I centered them. Other boards had some neat angles on them, so I had the tea lights drift from one side to the other. Just play around with it. The bit you want to get is a 1 5/8 inch Forstner bit. The tea lights are generally 1.5 inch in diameter, but you want to leave a little bit of room for them to go in easily. This was pretty hard wood, so I had the drill set on the slowest speed, and I'm taking it easy, backing the bit out every so often to clear it. I set up the depth stop on the drill press with each new board. I want the hole drilled deep enough so that the top of the tea light is going to be just flush with the surface of the board. Now, I'm lucky I have the drill press, but if you are careful and go slow, you could probably do this all with a hand drill as well. Okay, guess what's next? Well, we've got a functional tea light candle holder now, but before we put any finishing on it, I'm going to personalize it a little bit with the CNC. So even though I had the drill press, I still marked up a couple of pieces, and this one in particular, I decided I needed to either run it through the planer or, because I have one, surface it with the CNC. One final hit with the Orbital Sander. I was using up to 150 grit here, because there were still a couple of little marks that I wanted to get rid of. And then I used a single soak of Danish oil to get the color I wanted. After I let the pieces dry for a couple of days, I wanted to give them a bath in some polyurethane. You do not have to do this if you're not using live edge with the bark still on it. This is only to get some of the polyurethane into the crevices. I kind of wanted a little bit of a shiny look to the edges, and this is going to do it for me. The cardboard bathtub that I had for the Danish oil was a little too small for most of the pieces, so I measured the largest sizes I needed, and I've constructed a new cardboard bathtub for the varnish. The bath is pretty straightforward. It's a little time consuming. You gotta make sure you wipe off all the excess before you set it to dry. And then I go back a few times to mop up some of the larger drops that are still sitting in the tea light holes. So once the pieces have dried for a day, I go back and hit it with very light sand of 220 grit. Clean the sawdust off with some tack cloth if you have it. And then give it one last coat on the top surface only. Dab up a little bit of excess strips in the holes and then let it dry for a day. I had some leftover thin cork with a sticky backing from some coasters I'd done before, so as a last little detail I cut them into little squares and applied them to the bottom of each of the candle holders. You know what? I think they turned out quite nice. Just in time for winter too. This is literally the day I finished them. First snow of the year. Now we can light those candles and get cozy. Hey, thanks again for watching. I really hope you liked the video, and we'll see you soon.